Okay, guys, welcome back. I got a few people on my PS. Which, by the way, you can join my Discord. It's in the link in the description. We do help out. I'm looking for more capable people to help others out. But yeah, shameless plug, shameless plug. Um, yeah. So right now I'm going to focus today's video on damage. Right. So a lot of people are questioning how you get into that 1,000 damage category. Right. Um, I can actually do more damage by changing this out. Right, and I could do a bit more. I mean, I do have a better damage trade, just don't feel like sorting through it. But you can see like 1,024 basically is pretty nice. And I'm just gonna break that down for you guys right now. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna start off with race rerolls. So this is the most important thing, and I personally like melee. If you like sword, your stats are going to be a little different. Mainly for race, you're going to use sword blessed. For if you're using sword, if you're using melee like me, you can go ahead and use warlord. These are the two best races currently for damage, for each spec respectively. Next thing we're going to talk about is trait reroll. Luckily, this is very simple. There's one all-powerful trait. It's called Emperor. Highest damage. That is the only thing that matters in this game, honestly. So highest damage is always going to be best. Always go for the highest damage trait. Alright, so that's too easy, right? Next thing is stat result or reroll. Oh, I'm sorry. So obviously you want to get all Z's. If you're kind of building up to it, right, then I'd say stop at SSS or SS. There's pity for that, luckily, so that's good for you guys. But unless you have around like 30 to 40 million gems, unless you're really lucky, you're probably not gonna get all Z's. So I'd work on that. Best way to grind for that is just, of course, the Quake method at Shinjuku. Very easy. Next thing we're going to talk about is, of course, titles, right? So, obviously, highest damage title. Always have that equipped if you are looking for damage. Otherwise, if you're looking for luck, select your favorite, obviously, right? So, that's the next thing. All right. Another thing we're going to be focusing on is going to be our accessories and aura. So, accessory, current best accessory in the game is the Moon outfit. It beats the past one by about 3%, I believe, damage-wise, which is very good, very important. Next we're going to have here is the rune. Primordial rune is a absolute necessity, especially for this upcoming C2 update. So yeah, you're going to want to hone and grind for them. I have a video on how to get them easier in my Discord as well. So go ahead and take a look at that. If you don't have that, of course, the Havoc rune, and then if not the Havoc rune, then the Wrath rune, right? Next one we want to have is auras, right? So these are actually going to be pretty simple to get. You can get aura crates from codes. They'll be untradeable, so you might as well just use them. But you can get auras. 125 is the pity, so just go ahead and farm for that, and you can get that. Same thing with cosmetics, exact same thing. Pity is under 25. Legendary is the best. 15% damage buff. So those two 30% damage, really easy, right? Next thing, I already talked about this in another video, so I'm not going to go into depth. Artifacts, you can see these are my stats I get from the artifacts. Pretty nice. 300%. Like, just overall, artifacts really useful. So make sure you're keeping on top of that. But I do have another video on that if you guys want to look at that. Alright, next thing we're going to go into is your hockeys. So these are very important. Hockey, the main thing is just regular hockey and conqueror hockey. These will increase your damage per level. So make sure you have these max level. In order to level them up, you just have to kill NPCs. Again, Shinjuku method is the most efficient way for that, right? So next thing we have is going to be the Boss Rush and Infinity Tower upgrades. So obviously max them out. Free damage, literally free damage. There's no reason not to max them out and grind for them. I will say go ahead and farm for Infinity Tower better, as there is more things you can get, such as the Radiant and Primordial Rune, along with the tower upgrades. So max these out. These are very important as well for damage and luck. So Just work on them. Alright. Next thing we have is spec passive, right? And power systems. So we're gonna go spec passive right here, and that is on Judgment Island. I'm actually gonna go ahead and kill this guy real quick. Cool. So yeah, spec passive right here. So you can see this is my damage stat. So I actually recommend for these as of right now. So NPCs don't actually last long enough unless you're going for tower runs to where Rampage would kick in. But if you are going for leaderboard on Infinity Tower, I'd recommend a high Rampage roll would be good. But for just regular boss farming, honestly, just the straight damage 5 stat is great. It maxes out 35 at 34.9. It's just free damage, right? So you want to make sure you do that. Next thing we're going to have is the power system. Now, these are a little harder to grind for, I will say. I have AFK'd countless nights and only gotten about 5,000, which I've used, of course. But the trait you're going to want to go for here is the Colossus trait. It is better, way better overall. Extra damage. We don't care about the HP, but more crit damage. Little less crit chance. Oh, a little less crit chance and crit damage, but the straight damage is better. Luck's better. The passive is better because you're mainly fighting the bosses, obviously, right? And I think we have a few more things. So these are going to be our last two things that we really have to cover in this video. And that is going to be the more simpler items, which is going to be Slime Island. Obviously, the slime skill tree. This should be very easy to max. Just AFK a few nights, and you should be able to max it with ease. You get skill points every 100 enemies killed, I believe. So keep that in mind. And then the final thing is going to be Shibuya Island. As everyone knows, blessings it is a free 25% damage buff. So just make sure you're maxing out your blessings, as well as enchants. Alright. That is all I'm gonna have for y'all for today. Again, do join the Discord if you do need help and asking questions. I post guides in there. Yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank y'all for watching.